Hey guys, so this week's topic is family and friends reactions to transitioning to coming out and the like. I have a really big family, and I almost never see them except for at holidays. So the ones who I immediately the ones who I first came out to, was my immediate family. My mom, my dad, my grandma. And coming out to my mom was interesting. I was kind of outed by my binder, and I was kind of upset about that because I wasn't quite ready to come out because I hadn't really solidified anything for myself at that particular period. So it was kind of awkward when she's like looked at my chest and was just like, "Can I talk to you in your bedroom now?" And I was just like, So yeah, that has been kind of an ongoing process. I try to bring up like trans related stuff as much as possible. Just to kind of remind her that those are there. My dad, on the other hand, he's great about it, which is ironic because he can never remember a thing, but he always uses male pronouns, except for like one or two slip-ups every once in a while. No one in my family calls me Zack. Well, my dad has on like a couple occasions. My grandma was she's also pretty good about it. I don't see her as often as my parents. But like she's very accepting. My entire family is. She's just not very experienced with these kinds of things. Like she knows about transgender, like what it is. She's very knowledgeable about it, but she's just unaccustomed to actually dealing with it on a person-to-person basis. And I've only really talked to her about it twice or maybe 3 times. And the first time I did, I gotta share this story. I may have already done it, but you'll live. I was talking to her the first time when I like officially said to her that I am a boy. She was just kind of asking me questions, how far I would want to go into the transition. And she expressed those little like, "Oh my god, but those are permanent." That's the point. And the question that really threw me from my totally cool air, I was just answering all of her questions totally fine. None of them were really fazing me until she said to me, like, "So you'd want to get like bottom surgery?" I said yeah, I definitely would, but I mentioned, the surgeries aren't terribly good. And she kind of turned to me and looked at me and said, "Well, have you ever really seen a penis?" And I had at this point, lived, so I've seen drawings. Like, I was in high school. What high schooler doesn't know what one looks like, even if it's just one of those rough drawings that guys draw everywhere? But I didn't really say anything. She said, "Well, how do you know you want one if you've never even seen one? Maybe you should arrange with someone to handle one." I don't know what to say to that. Not sure exactly how appropriate it would be to go up to my friend and just say, "Hey, you have third period free, right? Yeah, I'm gonna take about 10 minutes, go to the bathroom. Why don't you meet me in there so I can handle your penis?" That would totally work! Yeah. It made me laugh pretty hard inside. On the outside, I was doing this. I was trying to come up with some witty retort. Nothing was coming out. If anything did, it was Um, Other than that, those three people, I haven't really come out to many people in my family. Like I said, I'm still working with my mom, and I'm gonna be probably living with her starting next year. College. Excuse me. Probably gonna be living with her starting next year, so hopefully being around me more will give her more opportunities to hear about it, because she doesn't ask about it on her own. I have to bring it up. But, like, she has questions. They're always the same questions, but she still does have questions. But she never asks me about them, and I just really... I feel like it's just an underexposure problem for her, but whatever her problem is, she's gonna have to get over it. Angst. Friends. I don't have contact with anyone I knew in elementary school at all. It's not like I cut them off. I didn't really have friends in elementary school. Like, the friends I had, I signed contracts with. You think I don't. So it was really easy to just forget those friendships after elementary school. In middle school, same deal. I know 2 people from elementary school. Who are both, or 2 people from middle school, I'm sorry. 2 people from middle school who are now in my high school. And, they're fantastic little freaks. I love them. So I don't really know many people who knew me as female, but, the 2 I knew from middle school, they obviously knew, because I didn't start coming out in middle school. But I have come out to basically all of my friends. They all know. Some of them call me by female pronouns still. Some call me by male. But honestly, it's just a matter of waiting and letting them get used to it. Like, one of my friends from middle school, I know that at least I'm pretty sure that she's okay with it. I recognize that she doesn't like talking about it, so I don't bring it up. But I know that she kind of recognizes me as someone who identifies as male, so I don't really press the pronoun issue. But every once in a while I will. As for people I've met in, like, the last half of 11th grade up until now, I have, like, a 0 tolerance for the people I've met, even from just 11th grade to now. I've just, like, 0 tolerance, because they never knew me as anything but male. So I just make sure to press that you call me, most of them call me Andy, because that's what I tell my teachers to call me. I started coming out to my teachers in 11th grade, and they were all totally fine with it. Teachers being teachers, of course, they slipped up on pronouns. They have to remember, 200 kids' names. So I didn't really press it as much as with friends. So most of them know me as Andy, but starting this year, my friends in my art class, they call me Zack. They call me Zack. They call me he. And that's really great, because even for just that one period a day, I get to be, like, totally stealth, and it's pretty cool. Except when I start talking about random stuff that just invariably happens. I mention something transition related, and it's not like I'm stealth, but I didn't have to come out to them. It was just kind of accepted. I sat down. One of them slipped up on my pronouns once. I said, no, I'm a he. She looked at me. She's like, okay, cool. And my friend in my Japanese class, who I've known since 10th grade, she would always call me Andy, but she knew that I was male since 10th grade when we met in drama, like like halfway through the year. I think she asked me about it. She literally said, "Look, I really don't know if I should call you a he or a she," because that was when I was still a little bit shaky about how to present myself, and how to even come out to people. So I was just kind of androgynous, and that made me really happy to hear. And I was just like, I'm a he, and she's just okay, cool. And once I dyed my hair blonde, I came to school with it, and she turned around before class. She looked at me, and she said, "Okay, you're Zack now." And I was sitting there like, "Why? What brought this on?" And she's like, "You changed your hair. Now you're Zack." So it's just, okay, cool. I'm in no position to protest that. So yeah, it's just kind of mixed. I'm in a very lucky position in that the place where I live is very liberal. I've never had to deal with anyone I know being against it. With a few like personal opinions about it that people keep to themselves. And like, I don't care if you're against it, just don't talk about it to me, because it's not like I need you to breathe. So yeah, I'm really just kind of lucky in that, and that makes me happy. So yeah, kind of a boring video, so I'll end on a joke. What do you call the scientist who may have walked into a bar and may not have? Schrodinger's bar.